Hello ladies and gentlemen of the boob tube, this is Mathis Starcraft and I'm coming at you with a really quick match, actually, only a few minutes, just because I've got a new mic that I've actually found, and I'm hoping it is superior to my last mic as far as sound quality goes. I know when I got excited with my old mic, it was a high-pitched scratching noise that was just freaking painful to ears. I'm surprised you all who watch my casts, ears have not started to bleed. So let's see how this one works out. This will be between two Korean players on the Korean ladder, Red Zerg, DarkChiGo, and Blue Terran, sCfOu. Really look forward to seeing this match play out. sCfOu is a grandmasters in the Korean on the Korean scene, on the Korean servers, so you already know that he's really, really good and on top of his game. And DarkChiGo is a masters player on the Korean ladder, so still really, really good, not necessarily a grandmaster. And his win rate is actually 49-ish%, so more of a loser than a winner, but not necessarily a bad thing, especially on the Korean scene. You just never know. sCfOu is more in the 80 percentile, I believe, when I saw. He is so he's definitely the favored to win this match, but that doesn't really mean anything. You're not quite sure what that's going to mean. Anything can happen. You never know. He might just go freaking crazy, like 6 racks and fail or something, so you never know. We'll see what happens. Let's play this game out and enjoy it. Looks like we're going to be opening up with double racks, so early marine pressure to do some economic damage and maybe a little bit of a contain to DarkChiGo, which actually, if you take a look at his build right now, he's actually he actually went gas pool, which is interesting on a bigger map, especially for Zerg, because in a big map like this, you typically see Zerg do something along the lines of like 14 pool, 15 hatch, or 15 pool, 15 hatch, or even 15 hatch, 16 pool. You very rarely see they go for a gas pool unless they're doing unless a smaller map like Zelnog Caverns. Usually this is indicative of early aggression. And what's funny is that he's actually met with early aggression on the opposite end. So this early spawning pool and early speedling build that it looks like he's going for. Let's see if he gets that that speedling built right at 100 gas. Yes, he does. It actually might help him defend against that 2 racks pressure. He'll have early Zerglings out. As you can see, he's already got 4 Zerglings on the way to help defend against that 2 racks pressure that's probably going to be popping out as soon as he's got the troops for it. And he's actually going to have scouted it a little bit with his drone, so he's going to see that 2 racks. He's going to know it's coming as soon as he pops up this ramp. Yes, he sees the double racks, and he sees all the SCVs on the way down. So they're going to be grouping up here at the Zelnog Watchtower, so he knows it's coming. So as you can see, he's got more Zerglings on the way. He's just piling up those Zerglings. Hopefully he won't have to pull his drones off the mineral line to defend. So maybe that early pool, early gas build actually end up being beneficial, and holding off that 2 racks pressure is imperative early game for a Zerg. Usually what you'll see is that you'll have to pull a bunch of drones off the mineral line to kill off the SCV that's killing the bunker. Try to just hold it off as long as possible. With this many Zerglings, you may be able to stave this off without really needing to pull any drones at all off the mineral line. So again, this may be extremely useful, but maybe I spoke too soon. Here come the drones right now. I'm going to try and fight this off. There are a lot of SCVs mixed in with this Marine, so he's going to get a surround on the Marine and the SCVs, and maybe he's not even going for the bunker. He's going straight for the Marines, the really heavy-hitting unit, and in the process, he's gunning down and target firing all of those drones. So those drones, though he's able to hold this off, he had lost a lot of workers. If we look at the unit counting station here, it is now 13 SCVs to 9 drones. So really, really setting back DarkChiGo. So not that the scouting information really didn't pay off too well for him. Either his reaction was just poor, but he could have dropped like a spine crawler, let the contain hit, and let the contain hit, have those Zerglings trying to poke out and do what they can, but get a spine crawler built in the back so when he pushes up the ramp, you can quickly dart in and out with those speedlings, draw him into the spine crawler, maybe build 2 spine crawlers while continuing to macro and continuing to drone up. That way you have the economy when you finally do break that 2 racks contain, and you can go right into expand and maybe even double expo because he set you back so far. Because now if you take a look, he's got a bunch of Zerglings that are being used for nothing. They're kind of like sitting out there just keeping a scout, but since he was forced to build so many Zerglings, he used so much of his economy to build Zerglings, he's kind of put himself in a small detriment. He's in a tight spot right now. And if you look at the production tab, he's continuing to make Zerglings. So instead of saying, alright, I fought off the 2-Rex, yeah, I have all these extra Zerglings, but with my Inject Larva, I can just continue to drone up and maybe catch up, because now it's 20 to 15. He's 5 workers behind. He's actually 1 extra worker behind than he was after the initial 2-Rex pressure. So he's kind of all-inning himself in a way. He's continuing to build Zerglings. The Baneling's nest is already built up, and so it looks like he's kind of trying to go for an all-in here. While we have sCfOu building double factories going up, and it's just sitting on Marines, building Marines still. He's got a second orbital command popping out, so extra mules, extra SCVs, getting ready to take that expansion. So essentially, what DarkChiGo needs to do is he needs to do a lot of damage with this Baneling bust that he's going for. He's not going to have Baneling speed because he doesn't have layer, he doesn't have the money to go layer or the gas. So two things need to happen. One of two things need to happen with this Baneling bust. A, he needs to take out one of these production facilities and kill off his entire Marine army. Or B, get by that Marine army by some frickin' miracle and kill off as many SCVs as he possibly can. He needs to even up the economy if he wants to even enter the mid-game. Because the early game pressure from the 2-Rex and his reaction to it was so intense and so wild that it's actually might screw him over. And now he's going to be pushing over here, and he's going to see that with the SCV, and the supply depot is down. Nobody is not going to get through. A second too late and crawling through, and he used all those Banelings to bust down that supply depot. Now he's going to roll in here with all these Zerglings, but they're not going to get much done. A Hellion popping out now to roast the rest of those Zerglings. One lone Baneling trying so hard. That choke was just too good, and that all-in move was just not well prepared at all. So sCfOu, being the favorite, did win this in the ladder, and DarkChiGo, though he did a good job holding off that contain, maybe pulled a few too many drones, had the opportunity to drone up, and instead decided to go for an all-in and kind of came back and bit him in the ass. But either way, thanks guys. Cast. Wait, that's not what I meant to say. Subscribe, so I can continue to cast for you guys. And I hope the sound quality is better. I thoroughly enjoy casting for you all, and I look forward to seeing you guys next cast.